Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to video 3 in this chapter of triangle geometry. Today we're going to start with the more fun part because you guys don't like theory that much. So now we are going to look at exercises. But these exercises build on top of the previous video. So please, if you haven't watched the previous videos, go and watch them first. The 2 theory videos. So in today's exercise, I'm going to start by giving you 2 sums. I'm going to give you one sum and then on the next slide another sum. Don't just watch how I do it, but go and try it yourself. So here's our first question. Our first question is a very basic one, solve for x. Hit the pause button, try it yourself, and let's go on then with the rest of the video. First question that I always like to think of is, I need my theory. I need to think of what did I learn so far. So I start with the axiom. The first thing that the axiom says to me is, if I've got a triangle, and I have a triangle, the interior angles must add up to 180. So I write that down. So the 60 plus 70 plus x must add up to 180. Now you're like, yeah, I've got it. But don't forget to write the reason. Now I love to do the reasons in brackets. So I'm going to say my reason is interior angles of a triangle. If your teacher teaches you some of the interior angles of a triangle, then use that. Keep your teacher happy. That's number 1, first and foremost. But ladies and gents, now that you've written your statement, use your algebra. So now put away the geometry hat, put on your algebra hat and solve it as if it is a normal equation where I'm trying to isolate x. So I'm going to add that 60 and the 70 gives me 130. So 130 plus what gives me 180? Well, x must be 50 degrees. Now you can also, if you feel more comfortable with it, transpose that and make it 100 minus 150 degrees. That is 100% right. And then you solve it and x must be 50 degrees. Oh my goodness, look at the silly mistake I made there. Not 150, 130 degrees. You see, I've got all of this 50s and 30s all mixed up. Man, it happens so quickly. Please be careful of making silly mistakes like I almost made there. Now let's look at our next exercise. Please try and solve this one yourself. Take a few minutes and solve it yourself. Remember, sorry for interrupting, but remember to write statements and reasons. So go for it. Hit the pause button and try it yourself. Welcome back. If you hit the pause button, if you didn't, try yourself before you look at my answers. Well, I'm always going to start at what was given to me. I was given that AB is equal to AC. How do I know that? Well, simply because those 2 lines, the double lines, means that they are equal. So that means the angles opposite them must also be equal. So I am going to go for that and say, okay, first of all, x must be 80 degrees. Why? Because the angles are opposite equal sides. Make sure of that reason. Okay, make sure of that reason. Please don't forget, once I've got x to be 80, write it in on your sketch. Next up, now I can say, I need y and z. So I'm now going to start from the beginning with triangles and look at my axiom because there's not more given to me. So I'm going to start by saying, okay, 80 plus 80 plus y must give me 180 degrees. Perfect. But I've got to write a reason. What's my reason? Well, interior angles of a triangle. Now you can go and solve y there, and y must be 20 degrees. Where do I get that? Remember, 80 plus 80 is 160, and 160 plus 20 must add up to 180. Now, again, go and put the 20 degrees in there. Lastly, Z, Z, Z. Is it not an exterior angle of a triangle? Yes, sir, it is. Z is equal to 80 plus 20. Why? Because it is an exterior angle of a triangle. So Z must be 100 degrees. If you did the previous chapter, you would have seen I could have gone with angles on a straight line. And that's perfect. Do it. Go for it. However you can solve it, solve it. This is Mr. VG, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please watch out for our next video where we're going to go into more advanced, more difficult sums. This is important for the exams because your teacher's not just going to keep it easy. So have a wonderful day. Tune in for our next video. Cheers.